files tonight. I did that.
And it's all, and I'm recording through OBS, so it's just one audio recording. It's not separate because we're largely So, to be honest, the standard preset and a tiny bit of denoise, I'm completely happy with it like that. So it's just the background noise.
No, it's on. He's more important than background noise. It's very quiet.
Okay, I can't see what we look like. So
you look fabulous.
In the process.
Trust in the process. I'm just going to post. That's for us. You going to post?
I'm not posting.
No?
No, well, who's going to watch?
Well, he's very optimistic, isn't he?
No, it doesn't. No one that I know watches The Last of Us.
No?
No. So
Aiden?
Do they watch it?
Well, he's watched you play it. When you were at uni, you told us.
I bought it day of release, yeah, 2013.
And it's going to be review. Last of Us episode 2. Going live.
In 3, 2.
3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, so your headphones was a lot shorter than mine.
Yes, I know. I mean, is it in shot? Is it
Yeah.
in the shot a little bit?
Yeah, it is in the shot, but it's fine.
I mean, this what it is.
It is what it is.
I actually have it. I may have a headphone extension at work tomorrow. It's just like a jack that plugs into like a male to female.
Yeah.
Just extends it.
Well, if you have something like that for next time.
I've got tons of them, but they're not very long.
Yeah, very nice.
We'll just daisy chain like 10 of them.
Yeah, cables everywhere. The more cables, the better. It's like a DJ. The louder it goes, the better.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We live? We doing good?
are you ready, Kasia?
Yeah, ready for you to tell me when to start?
Okay, second.
The background.
Just going, just changing my voice a little bit and going podcast. Yeah.
Can you do yourself slightly louder?
So where am I? Am I at the point?
In the middle of the green sort of thing you are.
I'm in the middle of the green. You can up it there because I don't really want to up it any higher here.
Okay, so it's on the maximum
So
here.
if I talk now, what am I peaking in the middle of the green or am I too loud?
Yeah, you're mostly in the middle.
Is that good? Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. So it's almost to the orange.
But it looks like both of our mics are picking up each
Mostly in the middle of the green.
Mostly in the middle.
That's enough to work with. You can't go from visualization, mate. You have to listen as well.
Yeah, but you can't monitor it from there. Go on, say some words.
Because like S's and P's pop more than other vowels, so it doesn't really give you a good actual how loud the sound is.
I don't want this up.
Ideally, you want it to be going like.
So if it's coming out from headphone 3. Turn down here. Go on, Tony, say some words.
Yeah, this is me saying words in headphone 2, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep talking, saying nothing because I'm not sure what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Yeah,
Is that better?
yeah, it's still in the middle of the green.
Is it not going up?
Not
Are
really.
3 and 4 even like input to anything?
These are headphones. So it's an outward signal.
That's
Headphone jack 3 is going outwards into the A10.
And it is
So I was turning up the output level.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
So it should be going up higher here. But Kasia doesn't seem impressed. Say some words,
if
Tony.
I start saying words now,
It's still very low.
I'll speak from where I am. This is where I speak from. At this volume I speak to. I'll take this to like 12 o'clock. See what happens. Is that any better?
No difference.
Say
Does that
something.
boost it up?
Hmm?
Does that boost it up? Is it now louder than the middle green?
Can you say some words for us to be able to see, Tony?
Yeah, well, I don't know what else to say. It hasn't changed. Is it 4 that's output?
You sure it's not 4? It's 3.
Yeah, well, it hasn't seemed to change yet. You could make a big difference. Do we not use middle green?
Middle green?
You said there's nothing in the middle green. That seems loud enough.
It's slower than what she's saying.
Just
Okay. Well, we're just gonna have to go live, and we're gonna have to try and fix it while we're live.
Yeah, that works.
Just speak louder.
Just say some words. Just
Okay.
recite the alphabet for
Say
me.
words. In fact, I'll speak at my distance in my normal voice, and this is what you're getting from me. My voice is very
Barely
throaty,
anything.
so I've got a sore throat.
Okay.
So there's a lot more bass than there should be normally. And if this is too low, so be it.
See, good.
I'm just surprised that it's not like a gain bar. Turn it all up by 5 decibels, whatever.
Yes, Tony. Okay, recite the days of the week for me.
What, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Montag.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, what's Thursday? What's Tuesday in German?
So program.
Dienstag, Wochenende. That's the weekend.
Mhm.
What's Wednesday?
It's a good question.
I did German at GCSE level. I should know the days of the week at least.
So it's coming from Black Magic. We've got volume here which is too loud, but it looks like it's clipping here. The program is what we're dealing with, but it's just like way loud. Turn it back down for me,
Ah, Mittwoch.
please.
What? Turn what down?
3.
Okay.
Turn it back down to like a normal.
Okay,
so
so
it's
it's at
pointing towards
10
you.
o'clock. On the time.
So
So it's Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag. Hmm. Cool. Tuesday was Tears Day, the Norse God of War.
Sounds almost the same as British.
okay, we're just gonna have to do a sound check of it being live and figure it out.
We'll get some on chat. Be like, what's the sound like?
Okay, do you want to cut to it, Kasha?
One sec. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Yes.
And we're live.
Are we ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
And we're live. Mate, we're
Okay, it
live.
sounds okay. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, I'm gonna just fingers crossed, and hopefully the audio is not going to be crazy peaking or whatever else
Nah,
here.
I think we're good. You got your
Okay.
podcast voice on, my just general voice because I'm not sure what the difference
Podcast
is.
voice.
Broadcast voice.
I don't know how.
Just leave me on regular. I don't need to be like
You need to be a robot at some point.
yeah or reverb man.
How's it going, guys? Back to Eddie and Tony reviews. YouTube reviews.
Yeah,
YouTube, Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Okay, that's enough of the music because that's kind of distracting. I'm just starting it over again. There we go. Okay. What's happening, guys? Dreddy Eddie here, and I'm with...
Tony Maloney and Peroni.
I was wondering how I was going to introduce
There's
himself.
macaroni's in there somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Macaroni. But
Yeah.
yes, we're doing today's episode live, just for an extra twist. We're trying a few different things
Yeah.
here with different camera angles.
I've got
And-
headphones today. That's new.
And Tony's got headphones as well, so he can listen to the sultry sounds of my voice in his ears.
Sounds good.
There we go. Okay, cool. Finally got it all set up and underway. Hope everyone's good on this Monday morning, and hope everyone's already seen The Last of Us, because we're just about to spoil.
We've just watched it, and it came out less than 24 hours ago. So chances are they're probably watching it now, or they haven't seen it yet.
Well, people don't wait; they go for it.
Yeah, to be
Unlike
honest, I
us.
would have watched it like as soon as I came home if I had the chance.
At 5 o'clock.
If I lived alone, I'd be like, store closes, TV now, tea, Last of Us.
That's it. That's it. You don't wait around. Don't wait around
I'd like
for it.
pre-prepare a meal to eat it with. They'd be like ready to go when I come through the door. Like, this is what I do with Attack on Titan. it's ready to go.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm so far behind on loads of anime and stuff like that.
It's just like shows
I haven't
watch.
seen it.
I prepare the night before, so I'm ready
Okay.
for them when they release, when they drop.
Well, hey, we did good though. We had beers, we had teas, we had snacks for this episode.
We did well today.
Yeah, okay, so let's just jump back quickly on episode 3, because that was a monster episode 3
was the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a lot of talk in social media since that released, and a lot of it is good, and there's a lot of it that's like a lot of people have been review bombing it for. I don't know if they're slating the story or they're slating the theme. I'm
Okay.
not sure, but there's been a lot of review bombing and review praising.
People against.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't know what the reason is.
There's literally no way of making people happy anymore. Like,
No.
you can't.
Everything's polarized. There's no right or wrong anymore. It's just like no, there is it's
Unless
just
you
right or
have
wrong.
absolute perfection, people don't want it.
No, we said it was perfection. We said 10 out of 10 story for the first half.
Oh yeah, for parts of it. I like what they're doing with it. But anyway, so yeah, off the heels of episode 3, we
Back to Joel and Ellie.
so should we go through the plot generally as we go along? And
Yeah.
because you expected, what did you expect from the start of this?
Well, I thought as they drove off into the distance of the last episode, I thought it's going to cut to the part of the game where that scene transitions to. Is it goes from a driving scene into the ambush, and there was a bit of a pit stop and a bit of a drive that wasn't there, a bit of map reading, a bit of story that wasn't there in the game.
So what do they do on this pit stop? Joel's finding as much fuel as he can.
Finding cars with gas in them 20 years after an outbreak. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
It's TV, man. Come on, that's of all the nitpicks.
Okay, fair enough.
And then what was Ellie doing?
Testing the gun, sniffing the gun,
Playing with the gun,
sniffing
the gun,
because that's what you do when
posing
you got a
with
gun.
the gun. I understand that. If I had a gun, I'd pose with it.
No, but she's like sniffing it. Like it's just the shot wasn't flattering for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's messing around with the gun, learning how she thinks she should hold it, and then she goes out to Joel, who he explains badly how to
I
siphon.
think so. It's got a siphon where you blow. I haven't seen that before. He's like got a different hookup where you blow and it sort of sucks it out. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I've never had to siphon fuel from a car.
You
Am I
haven't
even a
yet.
man? To be honest, I don't even know how to change a tyre. So
I'm
some
worried the day it
apocalypse
blows
I'll
out.
be
I've
fucked.
No, I've not even got a spare in my boot.
You don't even have a spare.
No, well, I
This
bought
car's
it.
falling apart. To be fair,
And they said, oh, Fords don't come with spares. You know, there's
Do
a
they
space
not?
for a tyre, but like in the tyre place, there's all these like bits of parts, and apparently got some gel stuff that apparently you can blow into the tyre, and it should sort of fill it with gel to get me to a.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how-
Instead of
If I'm gonna be, when that happens, I'm gonna be YouTubing how to fill a car tyre with gel outside of a motorway, just hoping I have internet. But
they've probably just replaced it with hair gel for a
don't
joke.
yeah,
Tony will use this.
fill your tyres with wax. Yeah.
So yeah, she's taking the piss out of him because he doesn't know how to do that, and they get in the car and they're underway.
And then
There's a few things that are very similar to
then
how the
it cuts
game.
to the game with the porn mags.
Yeah, now we're getting through the jokes from Frank and
Oh yeah. Well, that joke book was actually picked up in Left Behind.
yeah, it was in the DLC.
So really, they should have shown some.
The pun joke. Book.
Yeah.
yeah.
So they should have shown some flashbacks to that because that will be shown.
Well, did she find that in the car?
It seems like
Was it?
It
yeah.
seems like she picked it up from Frank and Bill's, but in the game it didn't happen.
Well, they're kind of making up for lost time, giving her jokes and stuff. It's a kind of a theme throughout this quick episode.
Yeah.
It's a very quick episode.
Very short.
To really show that she's like light-hearted.
Yeah, this was more of an Ellie show than it was last
Yeah.
time. Except the gun sniffing and stuff, but it's fine.
And then she Bill's porn magazine,
Yeah.
and that was pretty much beat for beat how it was for the video game.
It felt a bit rushed because it came out of nowhere, but it was good. Yeah, I'm glad they paid homage to the gamers there.
Yeah, I think it would have and this is again me being picky. I think it would have actually been more effective if it was in the same episode as Bill and Frank. But I guess they wanted to
Yeah.
keep that separate to have that kind of sad kind of tone, so they can finish on that last shot through the window instead of going to a quick Marvel style joke at the end.
Yeah. True.
So I guess I can concede that if that was their
But
vision.
at least they included it. That's all I'm happy about. Because they even said last episode, I was like, "Where's the porn mags?" And there
It's
they are.
important.
It came. It
It's
came.
literally Last of Us is a 1 out of 10 if there's no porn magazines in it.
Yeah.
Is that came out wrong? Anyway.
Bye bye, dudes.
Bye, dudes.
It was good. I'm glad they included it.
around with that. Yeah. So that was obviously that was a very Ellie moment as well, but again it was ripped straight from
Yeah, of course.
the game, so that's fine. And then you were wondering how they were even going to get to the point where they're getting attacked in the car, weren't they?
Well, yeah.
But they had another pit stop at night time in the woods.
Yeah, that was new. Which is more realistic because they wouldn't be driving for that long without a stop
Yeah.
of some description.
And I got the impression they made more of a thing about preempting the fact that these raiders are going to be there by Joel explaining that he's on the lookout for men, not
Yeah, they're
the
too remote
outbreak.
for,
Yeah.
for. Do they call him infected in this? I guess. Or they call him like something
mushrooms or something.
else. They call him mushrooms.
Something-
I think they call him infected. Yeah,
Infected? I don't know. I can't remember. It was some word.
yeah.
Best review in the world. I can't remember what I've just seen.
From 20 minutes ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they have that scene where they and again picky. They changed the there's an iconic shot where they have to choose which pathway they go to on the overpass because one side is blocked up by all the raiders, so they can funnel people through, and on this one it's actually under a bridge.
Yeah, the shot was like a bird's eye view, and they have to sort of just curve round, and it's like I did prefer that, and the buildings are more taller, and it's like it was better in the game.
In the game, yeah, but I think it was a bit less obvious. This made it very obvious that was a man-made blockade.
Yeah.
So that they want to make it super clear
But
to the
Joel
audience.
should have seen that, and I think he did see that, so I'm not sure why he still went that route.
Well, people die all the time in this world, so I guess they expected them to not be there anymore. So yeah, and then they get attacked, which is very similar
Yep.
to the video game with the guy being hurt.
Yeah, the guy crashes into a shop, and then they're at the boot, and they're using the car as cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more people in the game. There's, I think, 2, and then in the third, a mysterious third.
In the game, yeah, there's
Yeah.
a few. There's a few.
So it's more realistic, I guess. You wouldn't be killing millions of people in real life.
And then they've not sacrificed. They've substituted. Here we go. They substituted the scene where Ellie first shoots a gun when Joel's
yeah.
getting strangled underwater. Now he is wrestling with a guy just after they've been attacked in this raider blockade,
Yeah.
and Ellie shoots a guy in the back.
There's quite a few changes there, because in the
There's
show
similar beats.
he dies in one. It's like I really killed that guy. In this one, he's like alive and he's bleeding, and it's a bit more.
Well, do you know why that is?
No.
They're creating the mystery box of who did she kill before, because he said, "Oh, you shouldn't have killed someone at your age." He's like, "Oh, I've done it before. This isn't my
That's a
first
good
time."
point. But we know in the game that is her first time, because we've played all.
Well, this,
She says it. She says it is.
yeah.
But in this, they've changed it. I'm not sure who that could be.
I think the theme of this is that they are happy to try and riff where they need to riff, but if they need to change the order of the story beats, they'll change the order and change things up.
You know what? I reckon she called Riley. I'm going to call it now.
Riley?
Riley, her female from the Left Behind.
Okay,
I reckon
That's
that's,
what
where
I
it's going to go.
guessed.
You reckon?
that's what I guessed.
You didn't say that though.
I did. I said it was her girlfriend or whatever.
I thought I had a good thought then. Thinking, oh, I'm going to foreshadow something. Okay, if you said it, you've given me the idea.
I called it before.
It's not as unique as I thought. Okay, fair.
we're
Well, I
both
think the
calling
person
it.
she
Teamwork.
killed
We're both calling it.
was Riley from Left Behind. I think she
Okay.
may have done it just to put her out of misery or something. That's what I think.
Okay. Maybe.
Hence why she wouldn't talk about
Hey,
it.
maybe that's why she's a darker Ellie. Because one of the points I'm going to reiterate my point from earlier is the story of Ellie, and I'm totally copying this from a YouTube video that I've seen. The story of Ellie is one of loss. Her mum died. She was put into a home, and then her girlfriend that she met died, and then
Well, Marlene sort of gave her to Joel, but
abandonment. She abandoned Ellie to Joel, and then she's with Joel and Tess, and then Tess died,
yeah.
and now she's with Joel, and Joel is the one person who hasn't abandoned her. So this is why she gets so attached to him, first and foremost. But she has a letter from her mum in her bag that she carries around with her. Supposedly, this is actually in the actual video game, where she says she needs to fight for a purpose. She needs a motive to survive. So she's got that from her mum to say fight, and her girlfriend, when they were waiting out the infection, they said, "Oh, we'll enjoy every moment we can together while we're still alive." So those are the two things she is supposed to have in her head, so that you survive for every minute and you enjoy it, and you fight for like the ones you love, or you find a purpose to fight for. And I just don't feel like that is coming across whatsoever. Maybe that's something the audience has kind of created for Ellie as
it's hard to say if that was intended when they filmed this, if that's the backstory, because obviously when you create a character you give them the backstory and the actor embodies that character. I'm not sure we don't know what they've told her, but she didn't play the games, or she was supposed to not play the games, which I thought was ridiculous.
It's such a cinematic thing. I can't imagine them avoiding completely. I don't know, man. If I was doing a role, I'd research.
I'd say please play the games, look at the actor, embody the best bits of it, take it yourself, make it your own, but keep the theme, the essence the same. And they just didn't watch it, so they were all going by what Craig and Neil say, which.
But when she says Joel, like in that twang, it does sound like from the video game, though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Joel. He's took my arms. Anyway, okay.
If you had that bit when Joel kills the guy for her, she crawls back into a hole and he just stabs him. Don't worry, waste bullets, like you said.
Yeah.
We watched it, and it was just a bit of just hiding out and just laying low. While the second theme of the episode was that new
character, the female stalker character from 2.5 Men, Rose. She was. Oh, I can't remember her name. They did say her name in it.
We thought we'd call her Rose. I said we'll call her Rose.
It begins with C. We're going to call her Rose. So yeah, she's in it.
Yeah, so they tried to.
She's an interesting antagonist.
She's
quirky.
She's bad because she's hunting Henry. Henry's her Henry's her rival at the moment.
Well, if they're gonna...
Henry organised this. He's doing this. He's doing that, which is new.
Yeah. Well, as not that the viewers will know, Cash's parents are staying with us for the next few days, and they asked, "Who's the bad guy?"
No, they said, "Are they the bad guys?
Are they the bad guys?
Or are they good guys?" Yeah.
And my answer was, they're all bad. Which
no one's good.
No one. They're living in this world to survive. So, she's an interesting antagonist in terms of the plot, but she's not necessarily a bad guy because they're all bad. They're all.
Although she did kill, was it her dad? Just point blank.
Who did? What?
She killed her dad. Her dad's chained up in the.
That's not her dad.
He said, "I birthed you. I held you in my arms." He said,
He said he's her doctor.
Oh, he did, but he still conceived of her. He said he held her in her arms.
Well, he's a person of importance.
Well, anyway, she just boom.
For some reason, she blames the doctor for Henry and Sam escaping, and then she runs back and kills him to make a point and to try and solidify her control against the mob, where she tells everyone to go after Sam and Henry. I don't know. There's a lot of questions. This is kind of good that they've changed some bits of this, because it's, even though we know the whole story, there's still little mysteries for us.
This one's going to be it's a two-parter, like the whole.
I guess so.
Meeting them, and now we know what happens when they do meet them.
That's why it's half the length of the last.
They better include the sewer though, and Ish's story.
Ish,
the side story.
Oh, the underground.
So you sit through your notes.
Yeah,
in the game, but I hope they
I
hope they still keep the essence of Ish alive, because it was like, if you read through it, there's they had a proper society going on in the sewers.
Yeah, and they brought extra people in.
Yeah, there's rooms, there's schools and stuff.
And to be honest, you have no idea what we're talking about unless you've read all those notes and played the video game. So that's pretty niche.
Yeah.
So we're having a conversation to ourselves there. So yeah. So what happens next?
Well, they've just, obviously, spoilers, they've met Henry and Sam. Well, they don't know how they got in that room.
They're trying to get a high position to try and find the next step of where they need to go outside of the city.
I don't know.
And they go into the multi-story building.
But unless Sam and Henry were in the room or in like a connecting room, there's no way that Joel would have let them in.
Well, hey, Eddie was joking that he's not going to hear them.
With his right side,
so
maybe.
Maybe Joel did sleep through it.
You know what? They might cover that in the first.
Because she woke
scene.
up before him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they might flash back and go through that. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it was just a bit of a hide and seek episode until that point. There wasn't really much going on. Just a bit of backstory of. I mean, I will say the bit when they're talking and they make the joke in bed. That was a good scene, and that was a good joke.
Right. What was the joke?
It was like the diarrhea is hereditary.
Oh,
It runs in your genes.
it runs in your genes. And the other joke, why did the scarecrow get an award?
Oh, he's outstanding in his
He's
field.
outstanding in this
brilliant.
field. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's good.
I love that. I'm keeping that one. He's just stand up.
Oh,
in
you
his
hadn't heard
field.
that before?
I've never heard that one
Oh
before.
no, I genuinely have heard
I
that.
love
It's
my
the diarrhea
terrible-
one I hadn't
I do
heard,
love
and
my
that was
terrible
like, it was
puns.
good. That was good. And then they made it funny. They humanised them quite a lot. Then that was a good scene.
Yeah, and that's kind of the vibe, you know. That they're trying to find the happy moments amongst everything else. So that's kind of juxtaposed against the darkness of the rest of the episode of the show.
But yeah, so that's the plot. But overall, what are you thinking? What's your thoughts? For like, give it a score.
Oh, so
Because I'm not saying anything until you say.
you're not saying anything. See what I say about it.
Well, I'm not just. I know what I'm going to say.
So,
But
in terms of the context of what we've seen so far, because obviously you'd like to give it an individual vote, but it's within the context of the whole piece, all the episodes. I really enjoyed the last episode of Bill and Frank, and that joke when they got in the sleeping bags, and then and it's like, oh, this sleeping bag smells fresh, and he goes, oh, that's Frank's one.
yeah,
then.
you got Frank. Meaning he probably had bills. Yeah.
Oh, lovely! I love that joke.
Always
Anyway,
got his own.
brilliant. So yeah, I love the last episode. That was an 8 for me, because of the individual story. They told the story well. Everyone's gushing up. Most people are gushing about it online. I gave it an 8, so I went from a 7 up to an 8 on that episode. I enjoyed the first episode. I think it was a bit harsh on the first one because it had a lot to get through. But there's a lot of callbacks and things to the actual game. This I did actually quite enjoy it. It was short, and it was kind of a palate cleanser after the last episode.
Oh,
It's
yeah, very
kind of-
different. Yeah.
Kind of going back
Bit of
to
action.
Joel and Ellie's story. Sorry, burping in the corner there. So yeah, I really quite enjoyed it. There were like funny moments. There was a nice journey to it, and they're introducing some new characters and some new mystery, which I was intrigued by. I quite liked it.
Okay.
I might even sneak up. I'm going to sneak up another half stop, so I'm going to go 8.5 out of 10.
This episode 8.5.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's quite low now.
There was a lot of bits that were nodding back to the game, and there's a lot of moments which were tonally very similar to the game, even though they mixed it around. What do you want? What do you want from the show? You know, you want it to really be able to create the same kind of aura as the game, and for me, this is the closest one to the kind of vibe of the game out of all the episodes so far. So
You've justified it really well.
oh gosh,
I'm
I'm changing his score now.
No, I'm saying 6.
He's going down.
Didn't enjoy it that much.
Raw. Go on.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Well, no, it's not the sense like it covered the game. Fair enough. It was beat for beat. It had the same points of the game, but I just didn't think it was a good episode. Like if I hadn't seen the game, I would have thought, oh, the episode's a bit of action, but it's nothing much happened. It's not.
Well, hey, the last episode, they were risky. They pushed the boat out. They tried something new. They derived
Yeah,
away
I like
from
that.
the main plot of the game completely. And then this episode, they're riffing off the game.
Yeah.
So-
I just didn't think it was.
So
that
you prefer the
good.
stuff where they're making up to
Yeah,
the stuff from the game?
I think I do a little bit.
Well, hey.
Well, no, because the stuff they're doing beat for beat for the game
Are
isn't
you
beat for
sold?
beat for the game either.
Are you sold on the stuff they're making up for it?
The Rose storyline, not really, because Henry was never like a leader or a plotter. He was literally just him and Sam surviving.
Yeah.
They're making him out like he's been planning to tear them. Yeah, he's not. He's not that. So that's not a good addition, I don't think.
I don't think he actually is. I think that's just they're trying to make it seem that way. So the next episode, they can subvert your expectations.
Oh, please don't. Just just vert them. Don't subvert them. Just vert them. Just
Vert
give me
them.
what I want.
Vert them completely.
Don't change things.
Okay, so you've gone to.
I've gone 6.
Gone to a 6.
Yeah, because it was
So
good.
what was your last episode?
I think 8.5. I think, or like
8.5.
or 8 or 9. I don't know what I gave. It was good. I
Still-
liked the last episode. I
need
know.
to-
Basically, I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy this one that much. I don't know why.
You
it
did
was-
enjoy it?
No, it had everything it needed, but I just didn't think it was good.
You bored?
No, I wasn't bored. I just didn't like it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just didn't mesh with me. I just didn't think it had it all.
Oh, I thought we liked the same things.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed watching it, but looking back, I just don't think it was a good episode. I think I would never watch this again. I don't think that'd be anyone's favourite episode of the season.
No, it's not. It's not going to be.
It's just be like, episode 4.
It's not such a standout, and it is a.
Because episode 5 is so good, but
well,
just
it's
get through
not
4.
filler, but
Yeah. I think maybe 5 will be good. Maybe like the Harry and Sam will bring it alive. We'll have the Ish storyline and.
I was expecting after the last episode that they'll get to it. They'll make some Last of Us action and things going on.
I think I'm annoyed about how they wasted the song.
Okay.
The oldie song.
You're really sensitive to where they use songs.
I'm pissed off about that because I thought when they get in the game, that song's playing and it's epic and they get crashed into as the song is still playing. All this violence is going on as the song's playing.
And they're getting attacked by the raiders.
Yeah. And then they wasted the song in the first 10 minutes and then it was like they then carried on through the city without. So I was like, you wasted the song.
And they didn't use the song when they got
Wasted
attacked
the
at all.
song. Like the fact that they're getting rammed into and all these guns are going off as that song is playing is such an epic moment because it's such a juxtaposition of violence and calm songs. It's just
Right.
they didn't keep that.
What's the creator's name? Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
Neil Druckmann, if you're watching this,
If you're watching this,
get your songs together because Tony's
the
not
game's
impressed.
got it. Watch the game section where they get attacked. Just look up Last of Us Ambush, and then just look how good it is when that song's playing and they're getting ambushed.
Yeah.
And the guns are going off and the violence and that song's just playing through the whole thing. It's
Okay.
so fucking epic, and they wasted it. I'm not happy.
Just
It's like last episode. They wasted the draft music. I found out afterwards.
was it actually? Did you research it?
No, I saw it in a comment like that. And we watched it again.
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
that is the draft music.
Yeah.
Fuck. They actually used the best music of the game for the 3rd episode. Oh.
Now the real question: do you think there's going to be a real giraffe or a CG giraffe?
It's got to be CG in it. It's got. I mean, because there's a few drafts. It's not just one. There's a few.
Yeah.
She pets one, but there's like quite a few in the distance. You know what? If they change the giraffe and it's like a deer or something, delete.
Oh, they got like
We
a
changed it to a rabbit because they're more believable.
scraggly
like-
sheep.
Yeah. Subverting expectations. It's now not a giraffe. It's something ridiculous.
Oh, and the one extra thing they've actually added to this episode that is definitely not in the game is the sinkhole.
Is that a collection of infected breaking through the floor? Because that seems very unbelievable. And it doesn't. It wasn't. It's like a monster.
Oh, they are monsters.
If it's a Rat King, bring it on. But
Rat
I don't
King.
think it is. I don't know what it is. I don't like that. They're just like. They don't know what it is, and they're just gonna lock the door and forget about it.
No, they seem to know what it is. 'Cause she
but they-
she said she had time.
But they're
Don't tell
expecting the
others.
audience to know what it is, and we'd have no. Can
Well,
they
it's a
break
mystery
through floor?
box.
Can
It's
they
a
push
mystery
through?
box.
Can
It's
they punch
obviously
through
going to be
concrete?
infected. It's not.
I don't know
It's
what
not
that
a
means.
human thing.
If they could punch through concrete, that guy shouldn't have been trapped last episode under the rubble.
Well, you got different stages. This is probably a new stage of infected that wasn't in the video games.
Then don't make the audience guess. Just tell us or explain it in subliminal
Do
ways.
you reckon that whole hive mind communication thing that they have? Do you reckon that will even play a role at all for it?
It has to.
Just forget.
Because they've changed spores, it has to be the biggest. It has to be that's why they're the threat. That's why they've ruined the world. That has to be. Otherwise, if they have to kiss everyone they infect, it wasn't. It's not gonna
Maybe
work.
they'll develop. Maybe there'll be spores in the end.
Seems like the whole point of fungus, though, why it's so dangerous, is because of the spores. That's why it's the worst infection.
Yeah.
When things get infected by spores, they want to get to a high point and release the spores. That's like their body wants. The mind changes it. That's what they do. Their job is literally just to spread
Yeah.
via spores.
Okay. Cool. So I liked it a bit more. Tony liked it.
Right, 6 is still on the good end. It's not. It wasn't
still
bad.
better than average.
It was just slightly better than average. I didn't enjoy it. It was just good. I was just like, it was alright.
Okay.
Could have been better.
Kasha, did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, it was very good.
What's your out of 10?
give it 7 and 8.8.
7.8. There you go.
All right.
Precise.
That's pretty good.
She's between the both of us.
Although it was a very short episode, but it was good.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's short ruined it as well because there was so much story they could have concluded. Anyway, maybe on second viewing I'll like it more, but right now I'm saying 6 because
6.
I think more for the fact of it wasn't as good as I expected it to be. You know, I was like really hyped last week. I was like, I know it's going to start next week. I know it's going to start, and it didn't start what I expected. I was like, oh.
Disappointed from the get-go.
And then I saw what they did. And I was like, oh, it's not fucking. The ambush isn't what I thought it'd be. It's not as good. It's not as epic. It wasn't as epic. Like
no, it's
they get like his
pretty
neck
middle
nearly
of the
sliced off
road.
by a bit of broken glass. It's just. Ugh. We'll see.
Sorry, I keep burping.
We'll do like an end of season review, and I'll be like, episode 4. On second thoughts, I really liked it, but until then, I'm saying 6.
Okay.
Just giving it a 6.
Okay, cool. So that's our Ed and Tony TV review of
Yeah.
Last of Us, episode 4. How many episodes are there in total?
I think 9, but I've been reading 8. I'm not sure now.
Okay.
Make it 10, just round number.
Just keep going. So we're like halfway through now.
Potentially.
Halfway
Could be
through?
halfway
They've got a
through.
lot to do, man.
If they're doing Left Behind as well, they've got a lot to do. Because that's our whole episode, 2 episodes in itself.
And
Unless they skip through all the...
this was a 2-parter because they got Sam and Henry.
Yeah.
So that's... And they've got,
In fact,
Fireflies to do.
Holy
and-
shit, if this episode ends on some... They've got a lot to cover next episode. You've got the sewers and you've got the whole sniper section.
Yeah.
And then the night of them having food and talking about bikes and shit.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Right.
Spoilers! Okay, cool.
I'm pressing the wrong button now.
Oh yes. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm doing the rest of this in Cash's voice.
Am I in... I'm not. I've got no effects.
Toby's not.
Just play
Okay, anyway, thank you very much, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe for the next one.
Ring that bell, all that good stuff.
Ring that funky bell. We got another behind the scenes of
Smash
some
the like button.
photography videos coming up soon. And maybe that should be Tony's little catchphrase. Smash the like button.
Oh no, it's too
Go on,
cringy.
give us.
Smash that like button. Ring that bell.
I'll give that a 4 out of 10. Anyway, okay,
6.
thank you very much, guys, and catch you in the next video.
All right, adios. Peace.
And we're out.